In our relentless pursuit of success, we often find ourselves striving with an unwavering focus. But does effort always lead to the outcomes we desire? The answer, intriguingly, is not always. In the realm of human experience, there exists a paradoxical law called the law of reverse effect. This law, first described by the philosopher Aldous Huxley, states, "The harder we try with the conscious will to do something, the less we shall succeed." It appears that striving and effort can sometimes work against us. Consider a game of darts. When you focus intently on hitting the bullseye, you might find your darts veering off course. It's as if your effort becomes an obstacle, the very thing that prevents you from succeeding. The more you try, the more you fail. Or think of those nights when sleep eludes you. The harder you strive to embrace the world of dreams, the further away they seem. In those moments, you're caught in the grip of the law of reverse effect. Your conscious effort to sleep becomes the reason you cannot. So, what is it that we are missing? Could it be that success doesn't come from trying harder, but from letting go? Is it possible that the true path to success lies not in our conscious striving, but in our ability to surrender? As we explore the law of reverse effect, we uncover profound truth. When we release the tension of our conscious will, we open ourselves to the natural flow of life. We invite serendipity and spontaneous success, and we become more attuned to the opportunities that life offers. It is in this space of non-resistance that the seeds of success are sown. We don't cease to act. We simply act with a newfound ease. We stop fighting the current of life and learn to swim with it instead. In this video, we delve into the philosophical depths of the law of reverse effect. We discuss the implications of this counterintuitive principle and provide insights into the art of effortless achievement. By understanding this law, we can find the balance between effort and surrender and discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. In Herman Melville's timeless classic, Moby Dick, Captain Ahab becomes consumed with the pursuit of the white whale that took his leg. Ahab's single-minded determination to capture Moby Dick leads him on a relentless journey across the seas. But the harder he tries to capture the elusive creature, the more he becomes entangled in his own obsession. Despite the crew's concerns, Ahab presses on, undeterred by the warnings of his experienced harpooner and the wise counsel of Starbuck, his first mate. Ahab's fixation on the white whale blinds him to the beauty of the natural world and the companionship of his crew. As the ship sails on, Ahab's obsession grows stronger, and his actions become more erratic. He seems to care for nothing else but the pursuit of the whale. The crew begins to question his sanity and the purpose of their journey. Ahab's story illustrates the law of reverse effect. His determination to capture Moby Dick becomes the very reason for his downfall. In his relentless pursuit, he loses sight of the broader purpose of his journey and the value of the relationships he forged along the way. His obsession with the white whale ultimately leads to the destruction of the ship and the loss of his crew. The words of Lao Tzu come to mind. Those who try to outshine others dim their own light. In Ahab's case, his effort to conquer Moby Dick consumes his entire being. He becomes a prisoner of his own ambition and loses his connection to the world around him. We are often taught that relentless effort and determination are the keys to success. But there are times when our unyielding efforts can become counterproductive. When we become so focused on a single goal that we lose sight of the broader context of our lives, we risk becoming trapped in our own obsessions. It is essential to remember that life is a journey, not a destination. The pursuit of a goal should not blind us to the value of the relationships we form and the beauty of the world around us. By learning to let go of our need for control and allowing ourselves to be open to the natural flow of life, we can find a deeper sense of fulfillment and balance. In the end, the true measure of our success lies not in the achievements we amass, but in the quality of the connections we forge and the richness of the experiences we embrace along the way. The concept of the law of reverse effect has been explored in various philosophical contexts and by different thinkers throughout history. Epictetus, born a slave in ancient Rome, became a renowned philosopher whose teachings continue to resonate today. In his work, The Enchiridion, Epictetus addresses the idea of control and its effect on our mental well-being. He posits that trying too hard to control things outside of our power inevitably leads to distress and frustration. Epictetus said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things." In other words, it is not the events themselves that cause us distress, but our perception of them. Epictetus teaches us that the key to inner peace and mental control lies in accepting the things we cannot change and focusing on those we can. When we strive too hard to control our mental states, we inadvertently create an inner tension that amplifies our distress. It's like trying to hold water in a clenched fist. The tighter we grasp, the more it slips through our fingers. Consider the example of public speaking. Imagine you have been asked to give a speech and you're feeling nervous. The more you try to suppress your anxiety, the more intense it becomes. The more you focus on not stumbling over your words, the more likely you are to do so. Epictetus would advise us to shift our focus away from our nervousness and instead concentrate on the things we can control, like our preparation and the effort we put into our speech. By doing so, we reduce the tension within ourselves and allow our natural abilities to flow. The law of reverse effect tells us that when we resist certain thoughts or feelings, they persist. In attempting to suppress them, we actually amplify their power over us. The key to mental control lies not in resisting or suppressing our thoughts, but in accepting them and focusing on the things we can control. By doing so, we can achieve a state of mental equilibrium and find peace within ourselves. The law of reverse effect is a reminder that the path to mental control and well-being is not one of resistance, but one of acceptance and focus on what is within our power. By understanding this principle, we can achieve a greater sense of balance and inner peace. The interplay between creativity and control is a delicate balance. In the realm of artistic pursuits, it is often observed that creativity thrives in the presence of freedom, not constraint. Julia Cameron, in her renowned book, The Artist's Way, articulates this beautifully. All too often we try to push, pull, outline, and control our ideas instead of letting them grow organically. The creative process is a process of surrender, not control. Mystery is at the heart of creativity. That and surprise. Creativity, like a stream, flows naturally and spontaneously. When we try to force it or impose our will upon it, we disrupt its natural course. We find that our most illuminating ideas often surface when we least expect them. During a quiet shower, a peaceful walk through the woods, or just before drifting into sleep. It is in these moments, when we have ceased to concern ourselves with it, that the creative idea we were seeking emerges unbidden. Ancient Taoist wisdom speaks to this phenomenon. Taoism teaches that excessive attachment to outcomes often leads to self-sabotage. An illustrative tale from the Taoist text, Zhuangzi, tells of an archer who shot flawlessly during practice, but faltered during a tournament when competing for a prize. The archer's anxiety and preoccupation with the result hindered his performance. This is a manifestation of the law of reverse effect. When we focus too intently on an outcome, our anxiety and desire for control can undermine our ability to achieve it. In such situations, the very act of caring too much creates tension. Despite our capability to perform the task, a sense of urgency takes hold. Our minds are preoccupied with the future, and we may even become ensnared by reflections on past mistakes. In this state, we are not fully present. One might be tempted to think that by worrying more about a task and its consequences, we gain greater control and increase our chances of success. However, this is a fallacy. The more we worry, the more we try to control, the more likely it is that our performances will falter. The law of reverse effect teaches us that excessive concern for success often pushes it further out of reach. In the words of Taoist wisdom, by letting it go, it all gets done. When we relinquish our desire for control and surrender to the organic flow of creativity, we invite the unexpected and open the door to authentic artistic expression. Rather than obstructing our progress, we allow it to unfold naturally. They were aware of the paradox that striving for something can sometimes be counterproductive. Instead of effortful striving, they advocated for wu wei, or effortless action. The concept of wu wei is closely linked to the state of optimal performance, also known as being in the zone, where individuals perform effortlessly and excel in their activities. When we examine this state of effortless action or being in the zone, we find that it is marked by an absence of discursive thoughts about the past or future. Even though wu wei may lead to results, those results are not the primary focus. While the desired results may be present in the back of our minds, our attention is fully absorbed in the task at hand. The task ceases to be a mere task. The pianist becomes one with the music, the writer merges with the novel, and the soccer player becomes the game. In the absence of worries about future achievements or ruminations about past failures, one's performance is not hindered by such thoughts, and it appears to be enhanced as a result. We might argue that when we stop caring about the outcome, results naturally follow. The mental and physical barriers we construct for ourselves as a consequence of caring about the outcome vanish. They no longer hinder pure and responsive action in the present, action that fluidly interacts with the current circumstances. Take, for example, driving a car. To drive safely and effectively, we must be responsive to our surroundings. Each situation that arises on the road is unique, specific to that particular moment. Of course, there are patterns and generalizations that can be identified. But when we consider the finer details, we'd find that what happens on a particular stretch of highway, the cars present, the people in those cars, their thoughts and reactions, is a unique, unprecedented symphony that cannot be predicted cognitively. We must rely on our driving skills and our ability to respond appropriately to whatever happens around us. In our efforts to control the future, our minds often generate detailed predictions and repeatedly play out these scenarios and our responses to them. However, when the anticipated moment arrives, we'd find that our carefully crafted blueprints are often useless. Furthermore, these thoughts and mental preparations hinder our ability to react to what is actually occurring. By letting go of this barrage of thoughts, we open ourselves to the environment, allowing us to respond to real events rather than our preconceived notions of what might happen. The more we care about something, the more we tend to worry and ruminate about it. These thoughts can then inhibit our ability to act effectively, aligning with the law of reverse effect. By releasing our concerns about the outcome, we are more likely to achieve the desired results. Results are not obtained by constant contemplation or intense desire. They are achieved through action. The more we fixate on the desired outcome, the less likely we are to act in ways that help us reach our goals. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Your support means a lot to me. Take care and see you in the next video.